This is the railway they call the Darjeeling of Africa. It is the Eritrean Railway, which links Asmara, the capital of Eritrea, with Massawa, on the Red Sea coast. Like its Indian counterpart, this relic of a colonial past in the Horn of Africa goes through the type of country where railways aren't meant to go. Many years of war with Ethiopia and other countries led to the closure of the railway in 1976. When Eritrea became independent in 1993, it was rebuilt as an act of national pride. At that time, it was hoped that a healthy economy and respect for human rights would go together with the revival of the railway, but that wasn't to be. Eritrea remains one of the world's poorest countries. No free elections have been held here since independence. Pleasant cities are not a feature of Africa, but Asmara, the capital of this former Italian colony, is an exception. Situated 2,500 meters up in the eastern highlands, Asmara enjoys a pleasantly mild climate all year. Sadly, the city's once vibrant atmosphere has been dampened by a battered economy and a clampdown on civil liberties. Mussolini had grand ambitions for Asmara after he came to power in Italy in 1922. He wanted it to be the focus of the great Italian empire in North Africa he envisaged. Millions of lira were poured into making Asmara a showpiece of architecture and planning. Religious freedom is one thing Eritreans do enjoy. The population is evenly divided between Christians and Muslims. In the colonial period, wealthy Italians lived in style here in the old quarter of Asmara. Now it's the neighborhood of a privileged few Eritreans. This train, shunting on the waterfront at Massawa, is doing so simply for the benefit of our cameras. The wagons are empty. The Eritrean Railway no longer carries regular freight or passengers. Its contribution to the national economy is purely as a tourist attraction. Massawa, the main port of Eritrea, has a centuries-old connection with Arabia. The Ottoman Turks, who occupied the city for 300 years, had the biggest influence on its architecture. The first 64 kilometres of the line from Massawa to Ginda was opened in 1887. The line was completed to Asmara in 1911. After Ginda, the climb into the eastern highlands begins in earnest. In its total length of 117 kilometres, the line rises 2,394 metres and passes through 30 tunnels and 3 climate zones. The 4-cylinder Malay locomotives are powerful for their size. They need to be on this line, where some of the gradients are as steep as 1 in 35. The front set of driving wheels swivel to enable the engine to negotiate the sharp curves on the 95 centimetre gauge track. One day, this railway will be more than just a curiosity. Hopefully there will again be regular freight and passenger trains between capital and coast in a more prosperous and democratic Eritrea.